Hey guys, welcome back. Here is another 1 hour mat Pilates practice, just you and your body. Let's get started. We'll begin lying on our back. And we'll start with the knees bent, feet grounded to floor. Take a moment here to really line the knees and feet up with the hip bones in the front of the body. Have the arms stretched down, slightly angled away with the palms facing sky. That will allow those shoulders to roll open and can help broaden our chest space. Then we'll reach the crown of the head to the back of our mat so that the chin lands about fist distance away from the chest. And we'll close the eyes here, bringing the focus inward. We're going to begin with Pilates breathing. Start by inhaling through the nose. Softly purse your lips. Exhale a steady stream of air through your mouth. Again, you want to breathe in deeply. Make sure to fill to the top. And then as you're exhaling, slow and steady, this time I want you to make sure that you empty out completely down to the bottom. Then you can breathe in from the pit of your belly, lift into your ribs, fill to the chest. When you exhale, you're going to empty from the top of your chest, press down through your ribs, squeeze it out through lower belly. Expansion of the ribs when you breathe in to fill your lungs with air. Knitting your ribs back to midline as you exhale back out. I want you to keep an ease with your breath in. I want you to bring some force to your exhale. Audible and strong. As you breathe in with ease, your abdominal region will disengage and relax. When you breathe out with power, those muscles contract, activate, really firming up the belly. And I'd like you to continue to stay with this breath. We're going to build up relationship between that and our powerhouse. We're going to clear the mind and stay focused for practice. And then see if you can pull your abs in more deeply each time that you breathe out. 2 more rounds of breath here. Last time, breathing in. Breathing out. Let's open the eyes. Next, I want to focus for a moment on pelvic neutrality. So I want us to imagine that our pelvis were a bowl of water. When you take your next inhale, I want you to tilt back on your pelvis as if you're trying to spill water towards your belly button. And then as you exhale, I want you to tilt the pelvis forward as if you're trying to spill water towards your heels. We'll do that again. Tipping the pelvis back, you're going to feel the small of your back grounding, the tailbone curling up. When you tip forward with the pelvis, it's the tailbone that roots down and it's the small of the back that begins to lift and arch off the ground. Let's do that one more time. Rocking back on the pelvis, breathing in. Rocking forward with the pelvis, breathing out. Now I want you to find the sweet spot right in between those 2 end points, your pelvic neutrality. Next, we'll work on rotational movement for our cervical spine. Breathing in, I want your head to slowly turn to look over your right shoulder. As you breathe out, you're going to slowly turn the head then to look over the left shoulder. Again, inhaling, slow swivel over to the right side. And then exhale, turning back over to the left side. One more in each direction. The head never physically lifts off the floor, so we're feeling the head roll across the ground here. Exhaling to the left side. And then returning your head back to a centered position. Once the head is centered, we're next going to interlace the fingers and take the hands to the back of the head. You want to cup right at the base of your skull here. And then we're going to lift our arms up to point our elbows to the sky. We want our arms to be closely framing our head through this next stretch. Let's breathe in to prepare. Keep your head heavy. As you breathe out, I want you to lift the back of it off of the ground as you press your chin into your chest. Lower your head to the floor gently again, breathing in. We're stretching the back of the neck and upper back. Exhale, we're lifting the back of head and neck off the floor. Chin presses down to chest. Lower the head to the ground again, breathing in. We'll do that one last time. Exhaling, lifting head off, pressing chin into chest. Gently lower the head to the floor again, breathing in. Then as you breathe out, the hands will release and the arms will lift up to the sky. We want to stack right above our shoulders here. Palms turned in, making sure the hands are shoulder width distance apart. Next up, shoulder mobility. Breathing in next, I want the backs of shoulders to lift away from floor, fingertips reach to the sky. It's a nice vertical movement upward. And then exhale, we're plugging those shoulders back into the floor. So I want to make sure our head stays grounded through this. Inhale, shrugging our shoulders up. And then exhale, plugging them back down, rooting into their sockets. Let's do a couple more. Reach to the sky, breathing in. Anchor to the earth, breathing out. Last time here, reach to the sky, inhale. And then plug back in on the exhale, keeping those shoulders anchored in space. Next, inhale, both arms slowly reach to the back of your workspace. And as they start reaching back, keep the ribs sealed down nice and tight. As you exhale, open the arms up wide and then circle them back down alongside you with the fingertips stretching down to the heels. Again, keep your spine imprinted here as the arms lift up and reach back. Belly begins to firm, and then exhale, open wide and circle back in. Let's do 2 more. Feeling the movement really stemming from your shoulder joints here. Keeping your midsection stabilized, strong, sturdy. Let's do that again. Overhead, breathing in. Circle through. Breathing out. Wonderful. Let's bring the arms behind us again to the back of our workspace. Once they're here, bend at your elbows, and then you're either going to grab hold of your wrists, your forearms, or your elbows with opposite hands. Holding closer to the elbows is going to shorten the range of motion. Holding closer by the wrists will give you a little bit more wiggle room for movement. The only part of our body that will move with this next stretch will be our arms. Make sure your head stays grounded, centered, and does not follow. Let's breathe in. As you breathe out, I want you to draw both arms over to the right side of your mat. The arms are still at the back of your head. I want you to focus on next breathing into your left armpit. Then as you breathe out, slowly return both arms back to center. What we're stretching here is our lats, which run just behind the armpits there. So with your next exhale, let's pull gently both arms over to the left side, hold them there, and now focus on breathing into your right armpit. Breathing out, return the arms back to center. We'll do 1 more to each side. So exhaling, arms back to the right. Hold there and inhale to the left armpit. Centering arms as you exhale. Last one here. Breathing out now, arms draw over to the left, holding that space. You'll inhale into the right armpit. As you exhale, the arms return back to center. Once they have, let them release, circle them back alongside you again. Keeping them now in closely, let's actively press the arms to the floor and inhale. Tighten your belly as you breathe out so you can lift your feet off the floor. Slowly bring the knees to your chest. Place your hands on your knees. We'll use our hands for guidance. We'll start drawing circles with our legs. The legs move together in the same direction, so either clockwise or counter, as we roll out and massage out through the lower back, just above the tailbone. Take a moment to pause, reverse the direction. And let's go ahead and return the legs back to stillness right at center. We'll continue to use our hands for the next movement, working into our hips. Inhaling now, I want us to separate the legs to open them up as wide as we can take them. As you breathe out, the legs circle around and reconnect back together again. So inhale, pull the legs apart, open wide. And then circle through as you breathe out, joining back in. 4 more of these. As your legs are pulling apart, you're also at the same time hugging them closer to your torso. You're going to let the legs kind of drop down and around as they circle back in. A slight pause also at the top of your inhale when your legs are opened up the widest to feel that within your hips before continuing on. Let's do 2 more here. Breath in, breath out. One more time here. Inhale, wide straddle. Exhale, returning back in together again. Once you have, let's place both hands to the right knee, stretch the left leg to the floor, anchor it down. Using both hands, we're hugging the right leg closer to our body, which helps to stretch the glute and lower back. Make sure the shoulders did not tense up to your ears, rather they're pulled away from. As we hold in this stretch, I also want us to begin circling the right foot. Taking your time with this, we're just warming up and rolling out through the ankle. We'll reverse direction. Foot will then come into stillness. Your right arm is going to open out to its side. Press the arm to the floor. Using left hand, we're going to gently cross the right leg over the body. And then we'll look over that right shoulder, ease into spinal twist. Take your time to arrive. We don't need to rush or force it. We actually will breathe into it, using every exhale to perhaps settle your body more deeply into form. Expanding midsection on an inhale. Contracting midsection on the exhale. Good. Again, breathe in deep. Exhale all the way through. Last time here. Fill to the top on an inhale. Firm up your belly as you breathe out to gently unwind the body. Return back to a centered space. Once you've come back to centered space, I want you to flex your right foot. Then with your right hand, I want you to reach down for the foot to the outer edge. If you're not quite able to reach here, you can instead grab ankle or even the shin. Release your left hand, bring your left arm out to its side. Once you have hold of either foot, ankle, or shin, I want you to start to lift your right foot to the sky and see if you can wrap the right arm to the inside of your leg. You can then use that arm to help press the leg open a little bit more. And then wherever you're holding on to with your hand, you're going to use that hand to pull down on the leg, bringing the knee closer to the floor. This is a nice hip opener, half happy baby. We want to make sure that during this stretch, we don't let our foot drop down. Rather, I want you to feel the energy of your foot as if it were trying to pull back behind you. Big breaths into that right hip. Long breaths out. You may even start to feel a nice little stretch to the inner thigh and groin as well. Let's breathe in deep into that space and then exhale it all the way back out. We'll stay here for 2 more inhaling. Pardon me, exhaling. Last time here, we breathe into the fullest. As you breathe out, start to let that foot come down, releasing the stretch. Let go of the foot, bring the leg back through, and then stretch it down long to meet your left side. We'll do that all on the other now. Left knee pulls in with both hands at the knee. We're going to use both hands here to draw the leg in, but drop the shoulders down. We're going to hold this space here to stretch the glute and the lower back. Then as we hold in, we'll circle the foot, warming up through the ankle. Reverse direction. Wonderful. Foot then will come into stillness. Left arm will open out to its side, plug the shoulder down. Using your right hand, start to gently guide that leg across your body. As you look over your left shoulder, spinal twist. Ease into, breathe into the space. Big inhales. Let the body settle more each breath out you take. Again, big breath in. Steady breath out. Once again, inhaling. Using your core strength, exhale, activate the abs, unravel the body slow, return back to center. From here, flex your left foot if you can hold on to the outer edge of it, or the ankle or the calf with your left hand. Open the right arm out to its side. Then you'll begin to lift that left foot up. If it's available to you, wrapping the left arm to the inside of the leg so that you could use the arm to press out and you use your hand to pull down. If you can't quite hold foot, ankle, or calf, you can even hook your arm behind your leg here, okay? Remember, we don't want our foot to begin to drop forward. We want instead to feel the energy of the foot pulling back. Inhale deep. Exhale all out. Let's do a couple more here. Big inhales. Steady breaths out. One last time, we breathe in big. As you exhale, gently let the foot release down. Let go of your hand, let the hand go. Bring the leg back through center and then ground your left foot. Bend your right knee, ground that foot. Bring both arms beside you. We're next going to work on the outer hips and glutes, stretching them out, figure 4. Right ankle will cross over left knee, flexing the foot here so that you can help to push the leg away. When we push out, we open some more hip space for stretching. From here, any variation of the figure 4 that works the best for your body. Be mindful if you do choose to hold your left leg up, you don't strain your shoulders, and that your tailbone isn't curled, lifted up, it's actually grounding down. Let's breathe into that right side. As you exhale, I want you to lean your legs slightly over to the left, just a little bit of a weight shift in the body here. And then return to center as you breathe in. Again, breathing out, we're going to lean to the left. And then we'll return back to center when we breathe in. Let's do 2 more of these. Exhaling over to the left side. Breathing in back to center. One last time here. Take your time shifting over to the left as you breathe out. Return back to center as you breathe in. And then let that stretch gently. Release. Let's switch sides. Left ankle will cross with the flex in the foot. Right hand, to inner thigh if you'd like to help push the leg out. Then once the hip has opened, you can come into, again, any variation on this side that works for you best. It could be the same position. It could be a different variation. Check your tailbone, check your shoulders. Also check your neck. Sometimes we tend to push the chin up, which compresses the backside. So chin is still fist distance away. Breathe into your left hip now. As you exhale, we'll lean to the right side this time. Then back to center when you inhale. Again, slow shift over to the right. Returning back through center as you breathe in. 2 more of these. Really feeling what's happening to the stretch on your left hip as you shift your weight. Back to center on an inhale. Let's do that once again. Exhaling over to the right side. Coming back to center when you take a breath in. And then let's release the stretch as we breathe out. Both feet back to the floor, arms back at our sides. All right, next but last, we're going to be stretching out the backs of our legs. Let's start by lifting the right leg up, holding from behind with both hands, and feeling that tailbone anchor once again. Next, you'll feel the energy of the leg pressing forward into the hands. Then lastly, we'll use those hands to bring the leg a little closer to the body, which will finally come into our stretch, mostly in the hamstring here. So focusing on that area and breathing into that space. Adding to this stretch now, we're also going to flex the right foot, which will add the calf stretch. Pointing through the toes, which will get to the shin and top of foot. Again, heel to sky. And then point through the toes. Once again, flexing of the foot. And then pointing out through the toes. And you'll relax the foot, release the stretch, bend your knee, foot to ground. Let's switch it out. Left leg to the sky. Holding on from the back, anchoring to the tailbone, pressing out with leg first to keep it long and straight, and then pulling in to come into stretch. When we pull the leg in, if the knee has bent, we've completely lost our stretch. Length first and foremost. Hamstring to start. Breathe. We'll also now flex the left foot here. And then point through the toes. Again, heel to sky. And then point. Once again, flexing of your foot. Pointing of your toes. And then we'll relax the foot, release the stretch, bend your knee, foot to floor. Once your foot has grounded, I want you to realign your knees and feet if needed to come back to hip bone width apart. Also want to make sure your ankles, as best they can, are stacked beneath the knees. Let's next interlace the fingers again, hands to the back of the head. Arms opened up nice and wide, breathing in to prepare. Firming up the belly, breathing out, slowly peeling up the head, the neck, the shoulders. Arms stay wide, eyes towards navel, tailbone stays rooted. Lower to the mat again, breathing in. Some simple ab curls. Again, lifting up, exhaling, head, neck, shoulders. Come back down again, breathing in. We'll do 4 more. Releasing down, breathing in. 3 more. Inhale to return. 2 more times. Come back to the floor, breathing in. Last one here. Let's stay lifted when we arrive and inhale. Just this lifted part, take a little twist to the right when you exhale, rotation through the waistline. Come back to center, breathing in. Now to the left side. Small movements. Center on an inhale. Again to the right side. Breathing in. Left side. Breathing in. 2 more to each. Trying to keep your head level throughout here. Using your core strength to hold it up. 1 more to each. Come back to center on a breath in. Lower the head gently down, breathing out. Once the head has lowered, release your hands. Let's lift the arms to the sky again. Palms this time will face forward. Then we'll also take our legs to tabletop, 1 leg at a time, structuring it out. Knee stacks above hip, ankle pulls up to the level of the knee, and then work it to the other leg. It might be helpful to hug your legs together so they can work as one unit rather than separate. We're going to take a breath in while we're here. Another ab curl on the exhale, peeling up, but this time we're going to pull the arms down to a hovered space just above the floor, stretching fingertips forward. Lower to the ground, breathing in, restack your arms. Again, coming up on the exhale, and as we're lifting up here, we want to make sure their legs do not start to pull closer to us. Keep them as they are. Come back down again, breathing in. We'll take 4 more of these. So just to hold our legs up in this position requires core strength with the added lift of our curl. 3 more. 2 more times. Coming down as you take a breath in. Last one here. Hold your lift. Breathing in, pull the knees towards your forehead. Exhale, extend the legs out, point through the toes. Again, draw the knees in towards the forehead. Extend out through the toes. 2 more. Last time, breathing in, pulling in. Breathing out, extend out, hold the legs out. Pump the arms down for 10. Almost there, 9, 8, breathe, 7, good, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rest, recover, bring the knees in, take the head down, hands to your knees. Rocking gently side to side. Abdominals are officially fired up. Okay, just checking in on our time, what we have here. Okay, let's go ahead and work next into our roll-ups. This is going to be a really great, not only abdominal exercise, but a really awesome back body stretch. And I'm talking everything from the backs of your heels, traveling up the back body and out through the crown of our head. So let's begin. Legs extend down to the floor, pushing out through both heels, making sure your feet run parallel with each other and the inner thighs squeeze and hug to midline. Arms to the back of your workspace. As they reach back, remember those ribs like to pop. So want to seal them down and make sure the spine stays imprinted to the floor. For our roll-ups, when you take a breath in, you'll begin to peel your body off the floor. Arms, head, and shoulders lead. Exhale when it becomes physically challenging for you to stack your body upright, and then take a slow but deep fold over those legs, head heavy through the arms. Breathing in, you'll stack back up, and then breathing out, the tailbone tucks under, the belly scoops up, the spine rounds, and we slowly return back to the floor again, nice and controlled all the way to the bottom. Let's start again. Inhale, begin your movement. Hold and stretch. Keep pushing through those heels. Stacking up on a breath in. Looking forward while you're coming down to prevent the chin from pressing into your chest. Let's do a couple more. Eliminate momentum. Focus on a nice slow peel up. A big hinge at the hips. Folding. Stacking on the inhale. Imagine the arms pulling behind your ears as you come down. On the exhale. Last one here. This time we're going to breathe in to stack up nice and tall. When we breathe out, let's bring the arms out to a T here. Spread your fingers wide and feel the energy of those fingers reach from one side of the room to the other. With your shoulder blades, I want you to draw them towards each other and then down your back. If you need to here, you can have a little bend in your knees if you're finding that bending your knees allows you to sit a little bit more upright. Let's begin inhaling at center. We're working our waistline. Exhale, twist a bit to the right. Feel the left arm resist you and don't let your legs move. Center, breathing in. So this is a lot about pelvic stability here. Anchor your sits bones to the floor. Don't let them shift, and take a twist to the left, getting taller as you rotate. Come back to center, breathing in. We're strengthening our shoulders and upper back just by holding the arms out in this position. And we're using our abdominal muscles to move our body. Center, breathing in. Again, to the left side, as you're twisting, your eyes travel along the horizon, making sure not to look down at the floor. Come back to center on an inhale. One more to each side. Like you're wringing out a towel that was filled with water. Center, breathing in. One last time here. Good, let's return back to center on a breath in. And then let's let the movement release as you breathe out. Fold gently over the legs. Let your feet relax. Your upper body hang heavy. Take some deep breaths in to the back side. Long breath out. One more time here. Big breath in. When you breathe out, begin to slowly stack yourself back up to a tall seated position. Once you have, reflex the feet, squeeze the legs together tight. I want us to continue to work on strengthening our upper body, coming back again to shoulders and upper back, but we're also going to be adding some pectoral strengthening as well, chest muscles. Through this exercise, you can always imagine you're holding a set of dumbbells in your hands. Just the idea of that can bring a little bit more resistance within our body. All right, we're going to sit up tall here with arms beside us, and you can even create two small fists if that helps to imagine those weights. When you breathe in next, I want your arms to just lift out in front of you, coming up to the level of your shoulders. Then as you breathe out, I want you to bend your elbows and pull the arms back, strengthening into your upper back. When you breathe in, you're going to externally rotate the arms, palms faced forward. When you exhale, use your chest muscles to pull the arms forward in front of you, keeping the same shape, 90 degrees. Nice. We're going to open the arms up using our upper back strength when we inhale. We're going to internally rotate the arms as we exhale through the shoulders. We're going to extend the arms directly out in front of us, breathing in. Excuse me. On the exhale, slowly take the arms back along your sides. We're going to do this set 2 more times. Breathing in, pulling up in front. Still sitting tall. Exhale, elbows bend. They open wider as the arms start to pull back. Inhale, external rotation of the arms. Exhale, chest muscles engage. Squeeze the arms out in front. Open the arms, breathing in through your upper back. Internal rotation through the shoulders. Exhaling. Inhale, straighten forward with the arms. Exhale, slowly guide them back down beside you. Last set here. Inhale, we find our lift first. Belly's in tight here. Exhale, upper back muscles, pull the arms back. Shoulder work to externally rotate the arms. Chest work to squeeze the arms out in front. Opening the arms when you take a breath in. Exhaling to internally rotate. Breathing in to extend the arms forward. And then breathing out, we lower the arms down. Once they have, go ahead and roll the shoulders out one at a time. And we're going to get a nice stretch across our upper back next. Let's bend our knees, ground our feet, and then I want us to wrap our arms as tightly as we can behind the legs, and then grip onto the arms as firmly as we can with our hands. This tight hold and grip is going to be really important for the stretch. We're then going to bring our chin to our chest and keep it there. I want you to begin to really deeply round your spine, scoop your belly up, and try to pull yourself away from your legs. But at the same time, your legs are pressing into the arms to help support you so you don't fall back. And then once we're here in this deeply rounded space, I want you to breathe into your upper back. And then exhale out. Again, breathe between your shoulder blades. And then breathe it out. One more time here, big breath in behind you. And then as you breathe out, begin to slowly bring yourself back into the legs. Stack your spine, release the grip of your arms, and let them relax beside you again. Wonderful. Let's extend those legs back out in front of us, flexing of the feet. Sitting up nice and tall, chest lifting up, shoulders pulling back, and belly pulling in. We're going to extend both arms out in front of us, the palms turned in. Make sure your hands are just slightly wider than your shoulders. Our hands will have a tendency to start to narrow, which that closes up off our chest. I want to keep this as open as possible. We're going to work next our quads and our core. So we're starting to get into some lower body strengthening here. Breathing in, grow taller through the crown of your head. Breathing out, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, and roll back a notch. Stay there as you breathe in. Strengthen the leg and your abs. Lift the right leg off the floor. Move nothing else. Take the leg down as you breathe in. Then the left side will lift up. Pull that belly in nice and deep. Take the leg down as you breathe in. And then let's roll back another notch as we breathe out. Hold there, inhaling. Right leg again. Really drive out through the heel of your foot. Take the leg down on an inhale. Everything has control. We're not swinging the leg up. Exhale, we're pulling the leg up through muscle strength. And we're not dropping the leg down. We're guiding it back down. And let's roll back another little notch. Hold and breathe in. Right side again. Beautiful. Come down on an inhale. Make sure those arms didn't lower, the chin didn't drop. Look forward. Exhale the left side. Then lower the leg down on an inhale. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, coming back one more. Hold it, breathe in. Pull up. Maybe the lift of your legs change as you get closer to the floor. That's okay. You can always adjust to support your body. Last one here, left side. Oh, I feel shaky. Come down on a breath in with the leg. And then as you exhale, roll all the way down onto the floor to release. Next, we're going to go ahead and roll onto the right side of our body, and we're going to continue to do some leg strengthening, mainly with our outer hips to start, but then we'll add in some inner thigh as well. We'll start in a nice straight line with our left hand onto our hip and our elbow pointing up to the sky. This elbow staying in this position is actually pretty important. If during any of our exercises, this elbow falls back or pulls forward, that's also an indication the shoulder has followed and the hip has followed, and that brings us out of alignment. So this elbow is actually a pretty key element here. All right, let's flex both feet, push through the heels. I want you to feel the entire right side of you anchoring down, pressing down. Top leg will hover with a subtle inward rotation, not so that your toes point down, just so that they don't angle up. So they're pointing straight ahead. And when you internally rotate, you're not rotating in with just your foot at the ankle. What you're doing is internally rotating the entire leg from the hip here, okay? Then we'll look straight on to line the neck up with our spine. Then we'll pull our belly in and up nice and deep to support our balance. Let's begin. On our breath out, hip muscle will help to pull the leg up. Hover the leg down, breathing in. Everything else is like a statue, isolation and control. Let's do it again. Lifting up on the exhale. And then hovering on an inhale. So the lift isn't all that huge, right? If we start to lift the leg up too high, we begin to externally rotate. So we want to make sure that internal rotation remains. Hover on an inhale. 3 more. Hover down. 2 more times. We lift, we lift, we lift. Good. We hover. Once again, we're going to pull the leg up, but this time I just want you to take the leg down half of the way. Point the toes when you arrive. We're still moving from the hip. We're needing more core strength for this, and we're going to slow this down. We're going to start to create some circles here with the leg as one solid piece. The reason we have to use our core strength more is because a circular movement really throws our body off balance because we're moving a bit in the forward back motion, rather than just straight up and down. So upper body stable still. Reach through toes and take your time. Breathing. 3. Good. 2. 1. Let's pause. Let's reverse direction. Breath in, breath out. Use your bottom leg to your advantage. Really dig the outer edge of that foot to the floor and press that right hip into the ground. 3. The outside of the hip, yeah. 2, 1. Let's pause. Let's take the leg to hover. Then let's take the leg slightly in front of us. This is where the elbow will be tempted to fall back. So be mindful, elbow still points up. And then now we're going to externally rotate the thigh. On a breath in, we're going to tap the left foot to the floor twice. Tap, tap. Breathing out, lift the leg up high now. Because we have that external rotation, we can get a little bit higher on our lift. We're going to tap the foot behind us now twice, breathing in, lifting up, breathing out. You're going to continue to alternate forward and back. We have to use a lot of hip strength here to control the lift of the leg, but also a lot of core strength to, again, stabilize the rest of your body. We don't want to be wobbly here. We want to be secure and stable. Tap, tap, lift. Good. Tap, tap, lift. Wonderful. Tap, tap, lift. Let's take one more to the front and back. Again, tap, tap. Good. Slowly take the leg all the way down, lined up with the rest of your body. Beautiful. Then take your knee, bend it to the floor in front of you. Just tap your hip out a little bit. So we kind of increased intensity with our abdominal strength, all the while working on the outer hip strength as well. So we're going to move to our bottom leg next. Our bottom leg is going to be focused on the inner thigh. Let's take the left foot, step it behind the right leg, and then angle that right leg just a little bit more out in front of us. Hand will come back to hip, elbow will point back up to the sky. We're going to flex the right foot. We're going to lift the leg up and we're going to externally rotate here. This is a lot of pelvic floor, lower abdominal strengthening and adductor strengthening, inner thigh. Super small movement here. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, lift the leg up. Hover down on an inhale. This is not meant to be a big movement here. Exhale, lead with your heel and lift the leg. The flex of your foot is really important to engage that inner thigh muscle. Let's do 4 more. 4. Hover on an inhale. 3 more. Good. Hover it down. Twice again, lift. Hover. This last one, I want us to lift the leg up and I want us to hold it there. On a breath in, I want you to bend your right knee, start to pull the leg in towards your body. As you breathe out, extend the leg back out. It's at a diagonal upward as we move through, yeah? Breathing in, the leg pulls in. Breathing out, the leg presses out. 4 more of these. In. Push it away. Good. Again, in. Press. 2 more times. Draw it in. So notice my upper body and my grounded leg aren't shifting at all. Yeah? One more time. Bring the leg in. Drive away. Hold the leg up and we'll pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulsing from the inner thigh rather than the foot. Yeah? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly take that leg all the way back down to the floor. Wonderful. Once you have, I want us next to actually roll onto our stomach side. Before we get to do our other side here, I want us to work on strengthening our glutes. So rolling onto your back side here, we'll have the arms crossed over one another, forehead resting on the arms. My head is just lifted here so you can hear me. Legs, of course, stretched behind you, tops of feet grounded, feet shoulder width apart. Your pelvic triangle is going to be your anchor point. That's your 2 hip bones and your pubic bones. So pressing them to the floor to start. Let's breathe in. I want you to squeeze your glutes. When you breathe out, I want your legs to lift off of the ground. I want your toes pointing and reaching as far back as you can with them. Lower the legs down as you breathe in. Again, exhale, squeeze your buns, then lift your legs. Always activate the muscles first before the movement. Come down on an inhale. We'll take 4 more of these. 4. Lower as you breathe in. 3 more. Peel up slow. Never, never, never kick your legs up quick here. Lower. This is also strengthening our lower back. 2 more times. Take it down, breathe in. This last one, I want us to lift up the legs, but then keep them lifted. Flex your feet, externally rotate, and see if you can clap your heels towards each other. They don't have to physically touch, but the idea of them moving inward works those glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the legs rest down. Once they have, bend your knees, lift your feet to the sky. Windshield wiper your legs. You can work side to side, you can crisscross, either one is just fine. What this is doing is just kind of releasing and loosening up the lower back. Good, then let's take the legs and stretch them behind us again, but this time we'll bring them close together. We'll slide the hands right underneath our shoulders. I want you to gently press back into a closed-legged child's pose. Sitting back towards the heels, melting over the thighs, letting the head hang heavy. I want you to breathe into your lower back space. Deep inhale. Steady breath out. Again, deep breath in. Steady breath out. Last time, inhaling. I'm going to exhale it out. Good. Let's go ahead and slowly roll out of our child's pose. And now we'll go ahead and transition to lie down on our left side, finishing up our side leg work. So on that left side, again, we just want to line up nice and straight, stack up really nicely, hand to hip, elbow to sky, push out through both of your heels. Feel the left side of you anchoring in, the top leg hovered, subtle inward rotation. Look straight ahead, pull your belly in tight, and we begin again. On the exhale, lifting the leg up, pushing out through the heel. Hover the leg, breathing in. Again, lifting. Good, hovering. We'll do 4 more of these. 4. Hover. 3 more. Good, hovering down. 2 more, lifting up. Good, control as you come back down. Last time here, lift the leg up. But this time we lower the leg just half of the way. From there, we point our toes, feel the leg lock up stiff. Take your time with these circles. So already pulling your abdominals in more deeply here before you begin the movement to really support your upper body. Steady breath. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Reverse direction of movement. Inhale, exhale. Use your bottom leg as an anchor. Use your left arm as an anchor. 3, 2, 1. Let's pause. Hover the leg. Bring it slightly out in front. Watch that elbow. Don't let it pull back. Externally rotate your thigh. Breathing in, 2 taps to the ground in front of you. Breathing out, a big lift of the leg high. 2 taps behind when you breathe in. A leg lift as you breathe out. Continue forward and back. All the while, again, making sure your upper body is as steady as it can be. A little bit more physically demanding on both the hip and the core. Lift. Good. Again, tap, tap, lift. 1 more to each front. Tap, tap, lift up high. Tap behind you twice. Tap, tap, lift. Good. Take the leg slowly all the way back down. Once it's released, bend your knee to the floor. Tap the hip out. We will certainly stretch our hips more deeply after this, but this is a nice way in the meantime to kind of break up that lactic acid that gets built up. Okay, we're gonna move next to our bottom leg. So stepping your right foot behind, angling that left leg a little bit more in front, and then taking the hand back to hip, pointing elbow due north. Flexing the left foot, hovering the leg, and externally rotating through the thigh. Leading with inner thigh, leading with lower abs, leading with heel. On an exhale, we lift. Hover, breathing in. Again, lifting up and hovering down. Stabilizing your pelvis, never letting it tilt back. 4 more, 4. Hover. 3 more. Good, hover. 2 more times, we lift. Good, we hover. Once again, pull the leg up and then we'll hold it there. Inhale now, we bend the knee and the leg pulls in. Exhale, press out, but press upward, right? Remember that diagonal towards the sky. We draw the leg in. And we drive out through the heel of our foot. 4 more, 4. Press out. Again, bring it in. Drive it out. Twice again. Draw in. Drive out. Last time, pull in. Press out. Hold here. We pulse, pulse, pulse from the inner thigh. Breath. 5, 4, 3. Good. Almost there. 2. Yep. 1. Good. Slowly take that leg all the way back down. Wonderful. Let's take a moment brief to stretch the inner thighs and the hips. I'd like us to press up to seated. And once we've sat up, let's take the soles of our feet together. The knees will open up wide and you're either going to hold your feet, your ankles, or your shins to the point where you specifically can sit nice and upright. Keeping a nice flat back, we're going to hinge from the hips to lean in closer to our legs. We're going to be looking at the floor here, but think about always looking 5 feet beyond. Begin to slowly melt over the legs even more deeply, rounding the spine a bit, but continuing to stretch your heart forward as you do. You're going to let your head lower partially. I still want you to be able to look beyond your toes. I want you to breathe in deep into your hips. And then breathe out, release. Again, breathe in deep to the hips. And then a slow breath out. Perhaps you can melt a little bit closer to your legs. Again, we're going to breathe it in. Breathe it out. Last time, inhaling. When you exhale, I want you to begin to slowly pull yourself back, stack yourself up, and let the head be the last thing to arrive. Wonderful. Once it has, taking both hands to the outsides of your legs, bringing the legs together, and then rolling onto your back side. And we're going to end with some core work. We're going to pull a few from our AB 5 series. Actually, you know what? In fact, let's do the whole thing. The AB 5 series, 5 exercises straight to our core. We begin with the single leg stretch. With your knees into the body, we'll place both hands on the right knee. Let's take the left leg and extend it away from the body. Reaching your leg up higher will have more ease. Closer to the floor will have more heat. So anywhere in between those 2 spots or those 2 spots themselves. Head can stay grounded or could be lifted for more intensity. If so, sweep the elbows out to drop the shoulders in. When you take an inhale, you'll switch your legs, left leg in, right leg long, and then exhale, switch again. Whichever leg you're holding onto with your hands, I want you to hug it into you as the other leg stretches as far away from you as it can. Inhale, so we're finding energies in opposing ways. Exhale, all the while keeping our upper body steady. Breath in, breath out. If you want more of a challenge, you can double the pace, inhaling twice, switching twice on an inhale, switching twice on an exhale. Or you could go hands-free here. Hands at the back of the head, elbows wide. If choosing hands-free though, you have to be focused on the leg that's pulling in, really drawing to your body. 4 more cycles of breath. 3 more. 2 more. Last one's inhaling. Exhaling. Both knees come in. If the head was up, taking it down. resting and recovering. So knowing that you can start an exercise in a certain position, that position might become too much or not enough. And in that space, you can decide to increase intensity or decrease to modify. And that can go for anyone. You could be really strong, athletic, but sometimes you just need to ease up. Or sometimes you may notice that you're building more strength and you want to increase your practice. Let's continue on. Double leg stretches next. So start with both of our knees in with hands at the knees. Head can stay grounded again or be lifted for more. We're going to inhale next to stretch the arms behind us, extend the legs out in front at the same time. Circle the arms through, bring the knees back in to an exhale, coil back to a ball. Expansion on an inhale. Contraction on the exhale. To modify, you'll extend your arms and legs closer up to the sky. For more heat, closer to the floor. Let's do 4 more. If your head is up but your neck feels strained, head back to the mat, redirect focus back to the powerhouse. Reach out, lengthen through toes and fingertips. Pull through as you exhale. 2 more times. Once more here, lengthen out. Pull everything in, then recover, rest. That is the second of 5, double leg stretch. We're going to be moving next into single straight leg. This is, of course, a core strengthener, but it's also a nice stretch into the back side of our legs. So let's lift both of them to the sky with toes pointed. Toes are pointed to keep the legs long and stiff and strong. We'll grab the back of the right leg with both hands and begin to lower the left leg towards the floor. The level of lowering is up to you. Again, lower to floor, more intense. Head can stay on the mat. Head could be lifted up as well. 2 pulses in with the right leg when you take a breath in. Switch the legs out as you breathe out. Pulse left leg in twice, breathing in. Switch on the exhale. Continue to alternate, steadying your upper body as best you can. If the head is up, eyes are towards your navel. Chin is fist distance from the chest. Good, nice control over the switching. And these little pulses, stretching the backs of our legs. Let's continue here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the legs meet together. Bring the knees in, take the head down if it were up. Another moment to rest. Got 2 more left to go. Double straight leg will be next. This is a focus to the lower abdominals. This is a very tricky area to strengthen. Because of that, the movement's small, right? So we can work on the weaker part of our abdominal region. Legs to the sky, toes pointed, arms at your sides. Make sure not to pull the legs in too close. Drop that tailbone to the floor. If you need to, a little bend in the knees here. Use the arms to your advantage. Press them actively to the floor. When you take a breath in, I want both of your legs to begin to lower downward, maybe 1/3 of the way at best. As you breathe out, use your lower belly strength to lift up your legs. Only the knees stack above the hips. Come down with resistance on an inhale. Not swinging the legs up, but pulling them up slow through the core. 4 more of these, coming down on an inhale. Exhale. Again, lowering those legs. Lifting. 2 more times. Beautiful. Last time here. Coming down slow on an inhale. Lifting at the same pace. Exhaling. Bring the knees to chest. Rock side to side. We got 1 more left to go of our abs series. We kind of did a little bit of it right at the beginning of our class, crisscross. So we're going to add a little bit more to this time. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop. We're going to take our hands to the back of the head. We're going to lift up the head, neck, and shoulders, and we're going to take a breath in right at center. When you exhale, I want you to twist upper body to the right and extend your left leg away from the body. Come back through, breathe in, legs both at tabletop, upper body centered. We'll twist to the left with the right leg now extending away, and then come back through, breathing in. Let's continue to alternate, exhaling, twisting, breathing in, centering up. The cat's in, in the spotlight. Twist and extend, come back in. Again, twist, extend the leg. Coming back in, no one can see this. Bodhi's, exhale, and come back in. Let's take one more to each side, twisting, extending. There we go, center. Last one here. Good, come back to center, at center. Bring the knees in, lower the head down, open the arms out to a T. Gently lower both legs to the right side of your mat as you look over your left shoulder for spinal twist. That is 2 minutes of fame there. And let's slowly start to transition to the other side. Legs draw over to the left as you look over right shoulder. Good, then let's slowly come back through center. From center, we're going to rock up to seated. And then we're going to go ahead and cross the legs, sit up nice and tall. Arms down at your sides with palms facing the sky. When you take a breath in, the arms are going to reach out. They're going to lift up and the hands touch lightly at the top. Exhaling, the hands come down to heart center to connect. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling to the sky. And then exhaling to your heart. Last time here, breathe in, reach it up. Breath out, hands to heart. Keeping your hands here, bring your chin to your chest, bow in, close your eyes. Just a brief moment here to thank yourself that you did the work. You showed up for it. You were consistent and dedicated to your health and well-being. And you're really taking the time to tune into and listen to your body specifically. So thanks guys for checking out another Pilates practice. Stay tuned for more to come and more of him, of course, as well. Have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you soon.